The Wi-Fi up here is horrible. Ah, we've had problems. We've had issues. And now you want to move it. I don't know. We need to see if some people get on here first to make sure it's actually working. And you see how it's skipping like that? We might have to switch it to like a tablet or something. Because it's just not working on the phone. It says live.
Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Let's see if it'll come up.
This is all kind of jacked up, so y'all might have to wait like a minute or two before we get really started. 2 or 3. Oh no, there it is. Look.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
And our tag team wedding page was not allowing us to go do it.
That's not right.
No, it's still not allowed on the phone. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's not on the phone, but it's
there
on a laptop.
Hey, let us know how this sounds, because we've been having so many technical difficulties. We don't know what we're doing with ourselves.
Can you guys hear us fine? LaShonda? What is that? Brian and Christian. Hi. Can you guys let us know if you hear us okay? Because we had no intentions to use the laptop. We were trying to use our phones, but for whatever reason, Facebook won't allow us to.
No, it's not. But it sounded fine on here.
I'm fine on here. Hey, Dina. Mr. Kenneth. Hello.
So,
okay.
You should be able to, I'm sharing it to my pages here. You share the live feed to your page. I'm sharing it to my page. This is what we do here. We're doing some sharing.
How are you doing that?
Yeah, I got those kind of skills. You go to it where it's on your phone. Then you hit the share button. That share button opens up, and then boom, you can share it to some pages.
Okay.
All right, let's get some people on here.
Share.
This was going to be on YouTube as well, except YouTube told us we can't do it for 24 hours on a live stream. So
yeah, so we have to do it here.
Only here. Normally these are going to be on YouTube and Facebook, and this is our.
Oh, this is bright. Wow.
Once a week. Keisha says she can hear us. Thank you, Keisha.
Thank you, Keisha.
Why you put that up?
Hey, Keish. That's Keish. Then you gotta meet Keish.
Keish need to come on.
Thank you. Hey, girl.
So, well, it's working.
Okay.
We'll figure these out. So, first of all, we want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for joining us. This group, Tag Team Wedding, is going to change the title to be called Tag Team Marriage real soon. The reason why it's still Tag Team Wedding is because we still have a second wedding where all of you guys are invited to participate in. We have that second wedding coming February 2021, February 21st, 2021. We're going to have it at the Georgia Aquarium. The way that it's going to work is that we just want you guys to be there. We want you to be our guests. So in being our guests, we're saying that, hey, cover your food and beverage, which is $50 a person.
That's it. We don't want gifts. There will be no registry.
Nope.
For you guys to have to go and look up and figure out what the best thing is. The best gift for us is for you all to be there. So if you go to www.tagteamwedding.com, you can RSVP there.
And we'd be very happy to have you guys as our guests for our nuptials. For the nuptials. Gotta be there for the nuptials.
Yeah, the first wedding was lovely. It was really nice. It was a small, intimate one. We've been posting pictures. You guys have been seeing segments of it. We've heard it for years and years and years and years. Happy wife, happy life. And actually, ladies, just to let y'all know, I picked the subject matter for this one. It hit me the other day because in talking over the years of us knowing one another
You make your wife happy. Good roof over her head. She can go shopping, nice car, clothes, clean house, all the little things she needs to do, whatever she wants to do, vacations, all that stuff. You work hard and you do all that, then she's going to return the favor by giving you as much sex as you want. Let's just be honest, fellas. We know that's the reason why men repeat that. It's because we think, I do this, I get sex. Or I do this, and she doesn't nag me, and I get to watch sports or whatever it is that I want to do. But that's the actual reason. But the reality is, if that was the case, marriage would be so much easier, and our divorce rate wouldn't be as high as it is. So it's kind of messed up in the fact that you shouldn't expect that, if I give this, then she's going to give me that. You shouldn't, but the reality is that we expect a return. Everybody does. Whether you're the wife or the husband, everybody expects a return.
Mm-hmm.
So it really comes down to the fact of, in order for both people to be happy, you got to first pick right. You got to get your picking right. Most people's picking is wrong. Now, we're going to do some other videos later on where we're going to talk about the fact that we're a blended family. We've both been married before. We ain't always picked them right. Okay? So, the first thing is your picking. How you're picking your spouse. If you're a guy and you love intimacy or sex or romance or just getting it, don't pick a woman who don't like it or who's not into it, because no matter how much you make her happy, there's no guarantee she's going to return the favor and be that way. And you should pick somebody based on them being themselves making you happy,
right?
Not them having to pay you back for putting a roof over their head. And in today's world, it's taking both. It doesn't take both to put a roof over your head, but it's not like the 50s where the man has the better opportunity. The woman has just as much opportunity to put a roof over their head as the guy. So those kind of things are really played out. But the thing is that I think that's the first thing is you got to get better at choosing your mate, right? You just, what was the whole thing? Opposites attract. Okay, that's another BS statement.
Yes.
Because I've experienced opposite. That don't work. And that is so frustrating. Incredibly frustrating.
Right.
So picking. So how do you pick? How do you pick, baby? Tell me.
What's big for me, and I believe for a lot of women, is consistency. Like, do what you say. Say what you mean. Do what you say. If you can't do it, then give an explanation or a reason why you can't do it. Consistency. Being consistent. If you're consistent, if you watch a man, ladies, and he's consistent in so many things, everything that he does, or most things, the majority of things, you kind of know you got a good one. Like, hey, I'm going to take your car and get the oil changed, or I'm going to wash your car, or we're going to go somewhere and do a certain thing, and there's no excuses behind it, and there's no just not doing it. This man was very, very consistent. The most consistent man I have ever met in my life. And that's something I saw from him from the time we were friends, because everybody pretty much knows the backdrop of our relationship. We were friends for 7 years. 7 years. Like, he was my personal trainer. We met.
We did business together.
We did business together.
In the daycare.
I met his ex-girlfriends. He's never met any of my exes. He's never met any of my exes. But, I mean, it just wasn't, the situations weren't there. I would go, to order popcorn, do our fundraisers, and I would meet the young lady that he was dating at the time or whatever. And even in our friendship, he was respectful to the relationship that he was in. Even with our training, because we could say it now. Like, okay, we never stepped out of boundaries with one another. We never did. We never tried. We never expressed it. But woo, in his head when that brother was stretching a sister. Cause after your workout, you gotta stretch, and so yeah. But
Yeah.
he never tried anything. He was always a gentleman, and I appreciated that. But he was so consistent in what he did, in his work ethics, and his relationships with his children, and again the relationships because he had a few.
Entrepreneur, or at least know how to support an entrepreneur, which means you got to be the cheerleader when things are up and when things are down. I needed that. I had little qualifying questions. I would say, hey, it's Tuesday, let's go out on a date. If she would have said no, I'd have been out. Now, most people think that's simple stuff, but for me, it was meaning that you're not trying to just live life for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You're not always just, oh, I'm tired, I'm sleeping, I'm just living for the weekend. No, you're trying to live life every day as much as possible, enjoy life, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. You don't know if you might not make it tomorrow. So I wanted to be with a woman who I know would just enjoy life, right? So I had all these little things like that I knew about myself that I had to express. So it was like, does she enjoy life? Does she understand the life of an entrepreneur? Do she want to stay in Georgia for the rest of her life? Because that's not happening. Do she, like, is she adventurous? To go places and do things. Is she very? I'm an affectionate guy. Look, one day we're gonna do another video about the 5 love languages, and I can tell you, if not our love match perfect.
Right.
But we got to be in there. Me, complete physical protection. Like, I can just have that and I'm good for the moment. I'm real simple way. She picks on me all the time because she's easy, right? So, because I can be straight mad and hey, that's all it takes. All it takes. So, that personal, that kind of stuff is big for me. But for my baby, gifts is big for her. It's like big. But I mean, she likes affection too.
Well, it's important for me to know, and like you said, we'll deal with love languages in another part, another video. But to understand his and know what he needs, because I can tell when he's frustrated, when he's had a rough day. And like you said, it takes nothing. When we're riding, when we're driving in the car, all I need to do is this. Woo! I can do that, and I can put my hand back, and he's good to go. It changes his whole mood. It changes the whole aura of whatever he's feeling or he's thinking. So it's important for me to understand what he needs. It's important for me to address what he needs. It's important for me to initiate what he needs, and not always wait for him to initiate what I need. Because it's important. We want them, ladies, we need them to lead. I don't care how independent you are. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how you say I'm good, because I'm very independent. I make good money. Thank you. I make good money, and I'm like good. What?
Yeah.
But but I know what I need from him. Like, I can handle it. But to have him supporting me and to be in the front and not in the back is very important. So I have to keep him lifted as well. I have to keep him feeling like he's needed and he's wanted, and he's not just like paying bills or being affectionate toward me or initiating when we make love or not that face.
I don't know what face you're talking about.
Just when you're not mad. When you're not mad. Okay, we're arguing about, and I'm like this. I'm still at it. And he like, baby, what you want to eat? Baby, you want to watch a movie?
Yep.
Baby, and I'm like, and he already back to happy. So, long story short, I've learned the process of getting back to happy. because that is the goal. The goal is for us to get back to happy. Because if we can't get back to happy after we hash it out, then what's the point of us? If I'm not fulfilling for him and he's not fulfilling for me, what is the point? What is the point? Different personalities, different upbringing, different beliefs in some ways. But what is the point if we can't get back to happy? So where I used to hate when he said that, now I can appreciate when he says that.
No, she said appreciate. She still don't like it.
I don't. I'm not at that point like, oh, back to happy. I'm not at that point, but I do appreciate it because that means his focus in what he does and what my focus can start being is to get back to happy. So he addresses the problems, he addresses the issues, and we talk about it. Not long drawn out talking about it. It's not gonna last for 2-3 days talking about it. But the key is the difference that's shown in the other person. So you can say all day, I hear you, I understand, but if the next time it happens,
Would think that, oh, I gotta argue in order to be in love with you or be affectionate with you or anything like that. That's a non-starter.
that's the opposite of love.
Right. So you have to be able to pick somebody who fits into how you function, how you work, who's actually their goal is to have a happy relationship. Like I tell people all the time, you can have the fairy tale.
You can.
You can have the fairy tale. I've seen the couples who always lovey-dovey, happy all over each other, enjoying their lives. You can have that, but it takes work. It takes work. It takes a lot of work in order for you to get there. So it's something that you can have. You just have to be willing to go through the effort and go through the process of saying, okay, this is who I'm with.
Mm-hmm.
This person, she or he, they are those 3, 4, 5 things that give me 80% of my happiness, right? And the few things that they do that bugs me or irritates me, it's not a deal breaker. But they're giving me 80% of my happiness, 90% of my happiness, 70%. The larger percentage of my happiness is occurring through them with the small things that they do, the main things. So when you're picking someone and you recognize those main things and they are functioning in that way.
Messing up, can't hear. Can you all hear?
Is it just Lanisha that's messing up, or can everybody else hear? Everybody, let's do a sound check. I know it's a little delayed, but let's do a sound check. If you can hear us clearly or without too much interruption, please either give us a thumbs up or make a comment saying that you can hear us. I don't know how much of a delay there is, like is it 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute?
Okay.
What?
It's not moving.
It's because ain't nobody saying nothing.
Could you guys let us know if you can still hear us?
They haven't got there yet.
Is it that delayed?
Yeah, but look, I'm still.
We would not tolerate, we would not accept for ourselves, and we choose not to come back from because we have those choices. And we made a list of those deal breakers, and we still have those lists. And the thing about it is, if the things that are going on are not on your list of deal breakers, that means you're committed to, you have made a promise to work through those things. If they are not your deal breakers. Now, if he does something that he knows is a deal breaker for me, cheating. He knows, whatever. He knows that is a deal breaker for me. And as much as he may want to say, please forgive me, I'm sorry, whatever, he has to understand that when I walk from a situation like that, that was on him. Because he broke the deal. So you can't have a laundry list of deal breakers. You have to know and understand honestly, truly, what means something to you that would be a deal breaker. Okay. What would be a deal breaker? If you have a long list, then maybe you need to go back and spend some time with yourself and look at what things that need to clear up in your life. Counseling, talking to a trusted person, getting past some hurts that may keep you from moving forward. Because a lot of times we stop what we can have because of hurts that's keeping us from
You don't even want to be with me, so I want a divorce now. I've been doing all this for her and this, that, and the third, and now, but she gone. But you met from the very beginning because the two of you weren't working together to build your relationship. Every other distraction to come in and take you away from each other. So when you think about that happy wife thing, this is why the happy spouse, happy house is more important because the happy spouse, happy house means that you're with each other more. You're growing with each other more. You're having more experiences with each other. So and every experience you have is going to allow y'all to grow one way or another. But if you're having those experiences together, you're talking about those experiences, you're gaining what did that experience mean to you, then you'll grow together in that, you know. And it's not always big stuff. It's not always big stuff. My baby went with me to a cigar bar. I don't love cigars. I don't love the cigar bar. I enjoy cigars. I enjoy the cigar bar. If I don't for months, it won't bother me. Will I see one and be like, oh, I want to go over there. I want to go. Yeah. But the experience that we had and my baby not enjoying it, you know, for me, it made me evaluate because before that, I was in a cigar bar like 2-3 times a week. But before that, it was like I evaluated which one is more important. Which experience is going to be better for me? Will this become an outside habit if it's like, well, I'm gonna go to the cigar bar at least once or twice a week and just hang out there for 3 4 hours, and just not be with my wife, not be with my baby. We're not. That's those are experiences I'm having away from her, and we're not growing together. And yeah, it's okay to that we can't have our own little hobbies or things that we want to do that doesn't involve each other, right? Because there are certain I don't. Okay, I love riding motorcycles. Now, if my baby was like she don't want to ride with me, I'm gonna go ride. Or I'll be like, I'm going to work, I'm riding. You need to go to the store, I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna figure out a way to ride. I'm gonna ride, right? But she likes riding, so ain't a problem. But if there was something, uh, you know, you can have your things here and there, but don't let it take over. If it's taking over, then it's gonna pull you apart. It's gonna separate you. It's gonna become bigger than it really should be. And we got to get to the root of things, like the root. To segue into the other thing my baby was saying, we all have these traumas, and most of the time we deal with the symptom, but never deal with the trauma, never deal with the root of it. What actually created your reality of being argumentative? What created your reality of being so non-confrontational that you just sweep everything under the rug and it just builds up and builds up and builds up until it explodes into something else? Is that what you saw? Having abusive situations. There's so many real root things that we don't talk about that we need to talk about when we're picking our mate. You know, um, people who know me well, they trip because they know on the first two, three, four conversations, I'm all up in your business. I need to know who you really are. And I'm telling you things about me that most people are like, man, you don't tell them that till you about 9 months in. I'm not wasting 9 months before I tell you who the real person is. really, really get deep.
Right.
We can get in talk about your own personal that's going on.
Sorry.
Because I see some of y'all on here. I know y'all.
Okay, sorry. So we want to do that. We want to take a minute before we sign off. And well, if you guys have any comments, any questions, anything, because we want it to be interactive.
And we know there's a lag, so
yeah,
we're gonna give the lag a little bit of time to catch up. So while we're waiting on the lag to catch up, let me throw in that sometimes we fall into the happy wife, happy life. Right? That's what our parents told us. That's what the previous generation. That's what they did. That's what they believed. But understand it like this: you're not that generation. You live in a different time frame. The economy, the governments are different. Heck, the world maps are different. The way we live our life, all these things are different now. So, because that's how, and even if your parents were happy and had this great relationship, you're not going to be able to mimic what they did because you are not them, nor is your husband slash wife your parents. You understand? So you can't do it based on what somebody else did. You really have to figure it out what works for you and how it's going to work for you and meld with this person. If you, some of you guys who follow me, y'all know I can't stand a woman that she's always scrolling. That just like every 2 minutes you got to pick up that god doggone phone and scroll, right? So
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
right. To it. So in that situation, when I know that she's working with the children, but she still want to talk to me, even though it ooh, drove me nuts in the beginning. I just went ahead and went fully to her side to say that when she's working, we'll talk. Yeah, what could be a 10-minute conversation takes 45 minutes in between her talking to employees. But I just went over to her side. But then I recognize where my limitation is, and then we just have to cut it off. That way, we're both happy, right? We both are making it work, but it's towards one side. So I do agree with James Duval. I hope he don't ever hear this, but yeah, there is no direction with Pastor. You're gonna go that brings the most
Michelle. However, I'm working on my end, but sometimes my overpowering self gets the best of me. Michelle, my girl. I totally understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. The overpowering, the used to doing it yourself, having it done your way, doing it your way, does have to taper down. So I totally agree with you because that's my issue as well. That is my issue as well. I can take over a conversation real quick. But I have to realize that I'm making faces. But I have to realize that
it drives me crazy. So I had to realize that because of her past and the people she dealt with, that is something that was created, right? That the real person in here is all soft and mushy and you know all that kind of stuff, right? Don't let her fool y'all. And rather not argue, it doesn't bring happiness. But she's very like I was like talking to other people. I'm like, you gotta be so aggressive. Just ask or just suggest. You don't have to. Why are you doing this and why? Just hey, have you considered? You know, you ain't gotta be so aggressive because people sometimes don't know. Like she can be aggressive and then soft in the next sentence. Paragraph don't even make sense, right? So, but the compromise part, it wasn't a compromise. It was me just saying that you know what, we're not going to discuss this and get to a point where we can have a compromise because that's still going to be too much arguing, right? So I won't ever be happy. So my compromise was once I compromised the way I went, let her get out of everything she want to say. And at a certain point, all she gets from me, and I know it probably gets on the nerve, I just start saying, okay. All right. You done? And then once she's done, whatever the decision is that we've agreed to, that's the decision. And then, of course, I'm back to happy. So I'm not getting my way because I don't like all the arguing. I don't do arguing. But I've realized that let her get hers out. Let her get it out. And then once I'm just like, okay, All right. We already got a solution. Let's move on. Let's get back to happy.
And if we realize how that works, my response at that point, because I've gotten it all out, and now is he's just saying, okay. Now I'm like, well, dang, what was all that for in the first place? So it kind of came full circle. It wasn't a compromise. He just gave me what I needed, what I felt I needed. And then in turn, I realized how he was reacting, so how it made him feel, which made me step back and say, okay, let me consider how I start that off next time. Or let me consider or think about what he said. And was that like how much of a waste of time?
Be telling us because now we have to tell or some mail came or somebody called or something. Just something brings it out. And when this is what I'm dealing with, or this is what we're going to be dealing with. And let me just go ahead and tell you right now, when things can be handled a lot easier and calmer. So I had to go through that process of learning that it's okay to tell her what's going on, even when it's not a good thing, right off the bat. That it's better to do it then. But I know sometimes we can find ourselves trying to hold things, keep things secret because we think we can fix it and get it done without her ever knowing that it ever came up, but it doesn't work that way.
So I have 2 comments I want to read.
Shondell.
Okay.
What up, Shondell?
Thank you. Shondell. She said, not the you done phrase. Shondell, I apologize. Shondell said, he said, not the you done phrase. That's an argument waiting to happen with me. I guess I need more work. Yeah, saying you done will get you, but
it's how you say it.
It's how you say it. It's how you say it. I have this thing where it's funny to me. I don't know, it makes sense to some people, but I say you can tell a person to go to hell, and they will be happy to go based on how you tell them. But it's all in how you say it. So if he's like, "Are you done?" Yeah, Shondell. If it has that sarcasm in it, I'm like,
"You done?
What?
You finished?
No.
You done?
All right.
You got more to say?
Really? That.
But okay, honey, I understand. I hear everything that you're telling me, and I know that you're upset. they had sworn an oath never to touch a woman. Well, one of the monks saw that a woman was struggling to cross the river, so he threw her up on his back and crossed the river with that woman, right? And then he dropped her off on the other side. And then all the 3 months continued on their journey. Now, the way the story normally goes at this point is that they went on about their journey while the other 2 monks were talking trash about the one who carried the woman. They get to the monastery, and then the monk says, I dropped that woman off at the river. Why are you still carrying her? Meaning, you're teaching them, why are you still holding on to something? But let me change it a little bit and put it in this format. If that monk who carried the woman was wiser, the moment he saw that the other 2 monks were still chattering on about him carrying the woman, he should have taken care of it right then. Why let them continue to go on and on and on and on and on, trying to have a whole different lifestyle, a whole different journey, when you can satisfy it right then, settle it right then? Teach those, handle the situation. Could have been like, look, I carried the woman because she needed help, and our job is to make sure that people are taken care of.
Right.
Yes, it went against our rules, but it is a better rule to be kind to our people, so that those guys could have dropped off that lady as well right there at the bank. So when he's having that conversation and he's still involved in that conversation, he's still emotionally attached to that conversation, for you to want to change the subject and move on to something else is allowing him to carry the lady on for further and further and further, building it up, and adding, dogpiling resentment because you want to make him feel irrelevant. Well, you don't want to make him feel irrelevant, but that's what it makes him feel, like as if what he thinks doesn't matter. So it's better to just go ahead and finish it and hash it out as much as you possibly can right then. I'm not saying that everything got to learn how to step away for a few minutes, an hour, 2 hours, however much time is required, so that y'all can then come back to it with cool heads. So yeah, he needs some help in that area, definitely.
And that's with all due respect. The comment, it is with all due respect.
Okay, fine. It is.
It is. It's Look, with all due respect. He needs help in that area.
I joke. I make jokes out of almost everything, so don't be offended by the jokes. But yeah, that is something that y'all would need to take some time and be able to step away from a situation. I mean, it's just like business, just like anything. When you're solving a problem, sometimes when you're trying to solve a problem, if you've just been in it, your mind has gotten so cloudy and befuddled that it doesn't work. And you have to step away, go take a walk, look at a tree, drink some tea. Ooh, drink some tea. Go do something, and then come back to it, and it's like eureka, you see something different. So he needs to learn how to do that. And oftentimes, you may not be the one to be able to teach him that.
Right.
We have to. I know it gets on people's nerves because it always gets on my nerve. It drives me crazy when it happens, and I know I do it. But my baby can tell me something, and I don't listen, and I'm against it, and I'm thinking like, no. But then some stranger say it, and I come, you know what, baby? I say, come, you should do this, and she'd be like, what? I said that last month. That's that can happen. But sometimes that's what that stranger brings about. Somebody different. They bring about that different look, that different point of view, and we're not emotionally tied to that other person in the same way, so we're more apt to listen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And she said we're long distance.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Being long.
Hard and be men kind of deal. And his thing was the way he told his daughters that he loved them was to call them so ugly. Like he's like, oh, there go my baby, you so ugly. And that's what he would say to his daughters. And I used to see this and I'd be like, I was like, that makes no sense. Well, and when I brought it up, they were like, well, that's just how he expressed his love. That's not love.
Mm-mm.
What he didn't realize, he created a complex within his daughters that they had low self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
right? And one of them had flipped the low self-esteem to be arrogant to hide the low self-esteem, right? So that's not love. Anything that comes with that kind of that brings about a negative that decreases a person's vibration is not love, man. Arguing ain't love. Having a discussion, having a debate, being able to talk to each other, That's love.
That's love.
Being able to come to a rational conclusion, that's love. Then being able to act on that rational conclusion and maintain it, that's love.
And for the record, that's for any relationship.
Yeah.
Not just a marital relationship. That's for any relationship. Your children, your parents, your siblings. That's for any relationship.
Exactly. So, yeah, that and that's why I say if somebody said that to me, like, oh, well, you had them people who say that. I remember growing up, and I remember this one young lady. She said, and this is not uncommon. You guys heard this. If he don't slap me around, he don't love me. I used to be like, what?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
No.
What? That's conditioned. That's watching her mom get slapped around. Watching her sister get slapped around. Being in neighborhoods getting slapped around.
Hey.
Easy.
Okay, you guys. They still say that I just transformed into I need someone who can handle my mouth and attitude.
Yes, I hear that one too. I need a man who can handle me, handle my mouth. There's a difference. There's a gray area in that. There's that gray area of a man being a man and saying that I'm not going to let you run over me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to let you just dominate and just do whatever you want to do. That you're going to have to understand that that money don't make me.
Hi, I'm Donna. And I have a mouth.
But it's not arguing.
And an attitude.
But it's not arguing. It's actually leading her into the understanding that she doesn't have to fight, that you're not her enemy. You're not here to hurt her. You're here to actually love her. You're here to protect her. You're here to actually support her. To be the guy. That little video where the dude is on his knees and she's standing on his back. To be that dude. You know, that always got her foundation no matter what position she's in. I got your support structure.
Y'all go look at my profile picture.
That's no, you silly. That's taking
queen.
You know how to let her use that attitude and that mouth in the right way. In a sense of
so you ain't care.
Like there's
4-hour videos.
Oh yeah. Because there are times when we be out in places and somebody will say something, do something, look a certain way, like go get back.
Because
there's sometimes you unleash the dragon. Unleash the dragon.
You have to look at my drawers. You looked at me.
I need to see what's in there. If I saw some flannel, they better have survival pack on it or something. So a reason some flannel should exist.
Know what you need. Know your mate. Know what you need. Know what they need. No. Happy wife, happy life is BS.
Happy spouse, happy house is the truth. And that's how we need to be. That's what we need to have.
So thank you all again. Hi, Israel.
You late.
Came in. That's all right.
Start over.
That's all right. You can start from the beginning.
That's Mayretta.
That's Mayretta?
Mayretta.
Okay. So we appreciate you all joining us. The next live will not be this long.
Sure.
I mean, if you guys are interacting, of course we're not gonna cut it off. And who would like to stay can stay, and who has to leave, then I'm just playing. Then you just have to leave. But we appreciate you all joining us in our first live. Tag team wedding is now tag team marriage.
Yep.
Remember, we're still having the wedding next year at the Georgia Aquarium.
2021.
You have not missed the wedding. For those of you who keep the pictures, I missed it. No, because y'all weren't invited to the first one. Sorry. Unless your mama them, y'all weren't invited to the first one. But y'all are definitely invited to this one. So please go to tagteamwedding.com and RSVP. Today's the 24th. We're cutting that off on the 31st because we have to. And we know a lot is going on. We are praying for those who are dealing with the COVID-19.
Quarantine.
Enjoy your family. Enjoy your time. All things work together for the good of those who love and trust Him. So, all things work together. Take that time and make it good.
Yeah.
Have fun.
That's right. In 9 months, we want to meet some
new babies.
Yeah, that's right. Coronavirus.
Donna's Loving Care is open for all of you all who are now in conceiving mode. We are here. We start them at 6 weeks now. But thank you all for joining us. We can't have none, but we're going to go try to make some.
We should try to make some night. Try for a miracle baby.
No, we don't need no miracle baby.
We ain't getting no miracle baby.
We going to pretend.
We going to fake it. But look, so we're going to do this once a week. It's going to be on Mondays. We were supposed to do it yesterday, but somebody couldn't get their life right.
Tag Team Marriage Monday.
Tag Team Marriage Mondays. It's going to be Monday. We're going to try to do it around 9 o'clock on Mondays. So, and hopefully the YouTube will be acting right as well. So we'll have it on there as well for those who like to view things on YouTube like I do. So y'all have a great day. And as I always say, remember you got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness
is unnegotiable. Non-negotiable. I'm sorry.
We're going to work on it, y'all. We're going to get a different tag. We're going to get our own tag. That's my tagline. That's my tagline.
Exactly.
We trying to steal my stuff.
Right. That's why I couldn't even say it right.
Whatever.
Maybe because I don't get to the end of the video.
Telling on herself. So y'all enjoy yourselves. Good journey, good vibrations. Later.
Good night.
Killing me.
Did it stop?
It should have.
It did not.